What's up, everybody? It's your boy Baddog back with a New York Giants video. And in this video, I want to give you my preview and prediction for Monday night. Yes, New York Giants football is back. Season starts on Monday night. I was a little surprised that the Giants got a primetime slot to open up the season because we've been such a bad team for the last 3 years. And really, there's been no huge additions to this team outside of maybe Joe Judge. So I'm actually surprised that they get the primetime slot. But they do. They play Monday night. And of course, I'll be streaming that game of the Entertainer Talk at Sports. Even if the Lakers do have a Game 6, I'll be doing the New York Giants game on Monday night. I've already succumbed to that fact that I'm going to do that. So Lakers, just close it out on Saturday. That way I ain't got to deal with any of that. But like I said before, my last video, it's been difficult for me to kind of get in to the football this year, and probably because there's been so many other things going on as far as sports go. Usually it's just the Yankees getting ready to lock up the division, and they've been terrible this year. And then, of course, the New York Giants starting. And usually we have 4 preseason games that we've been able to critique and watch and see what this team brings. Really, all we've had to look at least me, I didn't get to see the scrimmage. I got to see highlights of the scrimmage on the New York Giants channel on YouTube, and that was it. You don't see the practices, you don't see the scrimmages, you don't see what they're doing at training camp for the most part, so it's been really difficult for me. I just haven't had a lot to talk about. I haven't had a lot of time to really research this stuff. I wish I did. I mean, it's been so bad that my mind's been so mushed. Now, my last video, I kept calling the guy Ryan Logan instead of Logan Ryan. So it just tells you, man, I've had a lot of stuff going on. So I'm trying to get back into this. And I think once they suit up on Monday night and I hear those pads cracking and I see these guys running down the field, hitting each other and getting back into football, I definitely think that all that passion will come back. It's just been a little difficult transition just because it's been such a weird season for me. So not seeing any football games, I kind of got put on the back burner a little bit for me. But like I said, Monday night, that will all change. What do the New York Giants have to do to win this game? It's funny. I can come on here every single week and I can talk about our opponent and I can talk about the preview and I can talk about what I think is going to happen. But every single week I'm going to come out with the same thing because football is all about fundamentals, which is one reason I love Joe Judge. Okay, and Joe Judge, in my opinion, has handled this about as well as you could. We all love his football philosophy here as Giants fans. We love what he's doing. We love that he's an old school guy. We love that he wants that punch you in the nose for 60 minutes mentality. He's tough on his players. He's making them run laps. We all know this. We've heard this in the media. People are saying this is going to backfire and all the whatever. But we love the way he coaches. We love what he brings. We love that he's a Belichick disciple, a Saban disciple. He comes from a really good background, a good coaching tree, as where he has good coordinators. They got Ivy League minds on the defensive side, with Patrick Graham. On the offensive side with Jason Garrett. And, of course, Joe Judge himself. So we love that. What does that mean translating to the field? It doesn't really matter. I can come on here, and I'm going to tell you the same thing week in and week out. And it's very simple, especially with the way the Giants' defense is right now. They got to run the ball, control the clock. Run and stop the run. That's pretty much it. You got to run Saquon Barkley a lot in this game. I don't think there's any doubt about it. Now, Daniel Jones, in my opinion, like I said, I know he's had a rough training camp. Part of that may be that he's learning a new playbook. Part of that may be that he's learning a new coach. I don't know. But I still think that Daniel Jones is going to be a top 10 quarterback in the league this year. But in my opinion, if the Giants are going to win this game, they got to control the clock. This is something that the New York Giants have not done over the last 3 years, which is control the clock. They lose out on time of possession every game. But I'm going to come on here every week and I'm going to tell you, run the ball, stop the run, win the turnover battle, those stupid penalties. It's just fundamentals. It's just fundamentals. It's execution. Now, the Giants, I don't know how talented they really are. And again, did we really add a lot of talent to the team? We added Andrew Thomas, which is a piece that we definitely needed, no doubt about that. We added Blake Martinez. Some Giants fans are high on that. Some Giants fans are low on that. We added Kyler Fackrell. Who knows what Kyler Fackrell is going to be? They brought back Marcus Golden. How does Marcus Golden fit into this scheme? Now James Bradbury is my favorite signing. They did pick up Logan Ryan, to fill in the spot that DeAndre Baker held before the Giants waived him. Sam Beal held out this year, and of course Xavier McKinney broke his foot. So the Giants, what did they really add? You added Andrew Thomas. You lost your second-round pick. Your third-round pick's not ready to play yet. Darnay Holmes, he could be really good. He could definitely be a factor. Our fourth-round pick, he could definitely be a factor in the defense playing that nickel corner spot. And of course, our fifth-round pick, Shane Lemieux, he's not going to start either. So I don't really know. There's not a lot of guys, in my opinion, that are going to come on from the draft and make an impact immediately, except for maybe Andrew Thomas. Maybe Darnay Holmes does, but how much impact does a nickel corner make? I guess we'll find out. If the Steelers are trying to hit that tight end down the field, that's where it's going to come into play. Of course, center, we're weak at safety as well. So I don't know. If the Giants are going to win, to me, they got to control. They got to keep that defense off the field as much as possible. I went into this year looking at the schedule saying this is a game that I believe the Giants can win, and I still do believe that they can win this game. I'm not sold on the Steelers as being a great team this year by any stretch of the imagination. I do think that they're better than the Giants when you look at the teams on paper, but that doesn't mean a lot in the NFL. You don't win the games on paper. If the Giants can come out and establish the running game, it alleviate the pressure on Daniel Jones. And this is something that's got to happen. The Giants have got to protect Daniel Jones. They cannot let Daniel Jones be knocked around. They cannot let Daniel Jones get hit early and often. Let him build some momentum. Let him get his timing. Let him get that confidence. Let him believe that his offensive line can protect him. And the best way to do that is by establishing the run. Now, you know that the Steelers know this as well. You know that the Steelers are going to do everything that they can to stop Saquon Barkley. This is going to be a battle of wills. The Giants cannot run the ball. They're going to lose this game. There's not a doubt in my mind. I don't care if Saquon Barkley carries it 20 or 25 times. If Saquon Barkley's carrying it 23 times for 48 yards, and the Giants can't establish the run, they're not going to win this game. If Saquon Barkley can carry the ball 23 times for 115 yards, Daniel Jones can actually have a good game because, again, I believe once you start running the ball, it enhances play action, which is something Jason Garrett did very well in Dallas. It's something Dak Prescott excelled in under Jason Garrett, was that play action pass hitting that tight end because it freezes linebackers and it makes them hesitate, and that's when your guy, Evan Ingham, can get behind the defense. The Giants are on pace, knock on wood, unless something happens in the next 2 days. This will be the first time in Daniel Jones' career he'll have Tate, Shepard, Barkley, and Ingram on the field at the same time. He has not had those four pieces with him at the same time on the field in his entire career. So that is something to definitely look at. And of course, Darius Slayton as well. I don't know how I forgot Darius Slayton. Darius Slayton, I guess, kind of went without even mention because he's obviously Daniel Jones' number one target. Now, that's what the Giants are going to do. Now, I want them to establish a run, but one thing I'm going to say, on that first drive, in my opinion, I think the Giants should come out and throw the ball. I really do. Now, I want them to establish the run. I want them to be a run-heavy team, not just in this game, but in this year. But I think that if they come out and they throw the ball a lot, that might catch Pittsburgh off guard. Because I believe that a lot of teams are going to think that the Giants are going to come in and they're going to try to establish the run. Again, that Joe Judge mentality, that Jason Garrett, run the ball, like they did. I know Cowboys fans are like, they didn't run it enough. But Ezekiel Elliott led the league, or was second in the league in carries almost every year that Jason Garrett was there, except for the year he was suspended. So they definitely ran Zeke a lot, and I think that they're going to run Saquon a lot. It's your second overall pick in the draft. I mean, you got to use the guy. You got to use him more. And we don't have a great running game behind him with Wayne Gallman and Deion Lewis. I was surprised they cut Javon Leak. I didn't like that. I thought Leak should have made his team. But again, no preseason games. I guess it was hard to keep him. But yeah, in my opinion, man, I think that the Giants should come out that first drive and just go balls to the walls and throw the ball all over the field. Because I don't think the Pittsburgh Steelers would expect that, to be honest. I think that would kind of catch them off guard. But after that first drive, then I think you got to try to really establish a run. You really got to make a concerted effort to get Barkley going, to get that offensive line going. The best way to get the offensive line having some chemistry, getting some unity there, is by running the ball. I feel like that is what linemen like to do. They like to line up. They like to shove that defensive line forward. They like to run block. Usually linemen like to run block a lot better than they like to pass block. So let's build that chemistry because, again, this is kind of a makeshift offensive line. There's some young guys, there's some older guys. You want Andrew Thomas and Will Hernandez to build that chemistry over there on the left side. And, of course, on the right side, they're going to need to build chemistry as well. I think Cam Fleming's going to start. I don't even know the depth chart. Sorry about that. But it's going to be Zeitler and Cam. I would imagine it's Cam Fleming starting over there, but I'm not positive. So the Giants got to build that unity within the offensive line. But there's a lot of things I'm looking for in this game. Again, I just think if the Giants are going to pull this off on Monday, they got to run the ball. They got to stop the run. They got to win the turnover battle. They got to get to Ben Roethlisberger. They got to hit Big Ben. Big Ben can turn the ball over too. He's a tough guy to bring down. That's a big guy. You hit him, you better hit him hard. You better drop him. But the Giants have got to find a way to get pressure on Ben Roethlisberger. They got to find a way to run the ball. And like I said, if they can run the ball, that's going to alleviate a lot of pressure on Daniel Jones. I can't wait to see what happens because, again, with the way the offseason was, the way the training camp was, it's hard to really know what we have and what we don't have. We're going to find out Monday night. We're all going to find out Monday night. It's not just like the Giants are just in this boat. A lot of fan bases don't know what their teams are. They can talk about what they think their teams are going to be, but none of us really know because we haven't seen them play against any live competition outside of their own team. So it's hard to tell. I'm looking forward to it Monday night. I said the Giants are going to win this game before the season started. I stand by that. I'm going to say the Giants win this game 27-24. I'm going to say that they find a way to do it. They win the turnover battle. They start off 1-0 this year. Let's go Giants. So that's all I got, man. 27-24 New York Giants. Establish the run, stop the run, win that turnover battle, no stupid penalties. Get it done, guys. Let's go. It's a brand new season. It's been a really strange year. And the fact that it's been a really strange 2020, maybe it'll be a strange year for the Giants and things will actually turn around. Maybe things will be polar opposite of what they've been. They can't get much worse. But I do expect the Giants to play well in Pittsburgh. I really do. We'll see what happens. Until next time, it's Baddog, and I'm gone. Peace!